Good evening. Happy marvelous Friday. Fabulous Friday. Good evening, Auntie Diva.
Friday, I like that. Fabulous Friday. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Doing well.
Amen. Listen, we are back and we are here to recap episode 2, season 1 of Next Gen NYC. What happens in Brooklyn?
Come on now, Brooklyn. Holla to Brooklyn. I love Brooklyn.
Okay, shout out to the Brook. Okay, yes.
Okay.
Honey, listen, this episode, so good, so good, so good. These young kids are coming in and doing the darn thing, okay?
Are they though?
Doing us, NYC, the next generation.
Come on now.
What to do. So, I have truly enjoyed this show so far. It is keeping my attention every week. It is drawing me back. We've got some great people that are in this cast. Now, I have realized that we are still adding on to the cast. So we have not, it seems like this episode we've been introduced to everyone fully. But, this is a huge cast. It's a really, really big cast.
It is.
Like our main players are Riley, Brooke, Charlie, Georgia, Amira, and Ariana.
And Ava.
Okay. Are we count Ava? She okay.
We count Ava even though she wasn't here this episode because she was busy.
A lot of this episode. Did Ava get a check this episode?
Don't do that. Don't do that. Because Ava had a scene with her dad.
Okay, because the people said Ava got her $10,000 a month New York
Well,
but
maybe that's why she wasn't in Brooklyn. She had no place to stay.
You got to be like Ariana. You got to show up for all the scenes, okay?
You gotta get you a hotel, Airbnb. Child.
Sis got to clock in, but I'm truly enjoying it. We got a beautiful cast. Your thoughts so far on this new show?
I'm enjoying it because it's refreshing. Because these, young people around their age, they have drama anyway, so they don't have to manufacture drama.
Yes.
Right? And their drama is stupid, is light drama, but I could roll with it. Because I'm for that heavy and picking stuff. Like it's stupid light drama, and I'm here for it. I'm here for every second of it.
I'm loving it. It's hilarious to me. The people are showing up. They're doing what they're supposed to do. And it's very, to me, natural as everybody's kind of organically trying to get to know one another. So we're in the ins and outs of different friendship and flows and stuff like that. So I'm really, really enjoying it. But listen, people, we're getting ready to get in this. Make sure you hit the like button if you're joining us on either channel. We are live on both channels. So make sure you hit the like button on both channels. Make sure you hit the subscribe button on both channels. And please do us a favor and share. I know we are a day late, but we are still here to recap Next Gen NYC. Okay, so let's get on into this. This episode is entitled What Happens in Brooklyn, season 1, episode 2. So we open up with Ariana. Ariana shares that her mom bought her a snow globe with a taxi in it as a child. And ever since then, for 10 years, she was wishing and hoping to move to New York. And guess what?
She was praying.
Her dream has come true. She is here in the city with her man, her dogs, and she's learning her way, okay?
The hotel. I'm sorry.
And in her hotel room.
Listen, let me just mention this for you. As her parents got kicked out the mansion, we heard like last year sometime that they was moving out. Apparently, that was a whole bamboozle because the Marshalls had to come kick her parents out because the new owners was like, we need to take ownership of our home. They were still in there. How embarrassing.
I think this is what happened, dropped on Tuesday, something like that.
Embarrassing.
And this was filmed last year, as they have shared in a few different interviews. So we're just now seeing what is going on with Kim and Croy?
This embarrassing.
This is so embarrassing. So embarrassing.
Yeah. Horrible.
Child. but she's here. She's living it up. Okay. We have Riley. Riley is, living in Brooklyn now. She's a graduate of NYC. She just moved to Brooklyn not too long ago, but she's been here for 5 years. Riley has said that it's taken her a minute to build friendships and to find real, genuine friends who don't care about her for who she is or what she has, but actually, wanting to be to her and have a real relationship with her outside of things. But she says, this is a place where every man is here for themselves. You got to fight and press on to see what the end gonna be. Okay. So
looking like a mini Candy.
She does she not? She looks just like her mom, just a taller version of her mama, literally. So beautiful.
Can I ask you a question, Royaire? Where her daddy at? Where Block?
Candy already told y'all, we don't need him. I don't need you to take care of my kid because I'm going to do it. I got it. I'm going to make sure Riley okay, all right? Okay. We're good.
I'm just asking.
Mama Joyce said, take his ass to child support.
Oh, God. I don't know why I'm fooling with you like this. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I just wanted to know where he was at.
It's Friday night foolishness. That's why.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to know if he was good.
We're over at Charlie's apartment and we have Georgia. Now, I found this a little shocking. Georgia's 24. I thought Georgia was a little older.
Yeah.
But she's 24, okay? We're also introduced to Shy and Dylan. Shy is 22 and Dylan is 25. Now, Dylan is a roommate along with Charlie, so they share a space together, okay? Georgia feels that Riley was a little mean to her in her first meeting, especially about this whole hand washing situation. And so there was talk of Riley being rough and tough and digging her heels into people and standing her ground. Georgia feels that it's hard to read Riley, to kind of get, a gauge of where Riley is and if she's serious or not serious. Dylan says that Riley can be a storm at first, and she tests people to see where they're at. But he says he likes and respects her. Dylan and Riley, they had a little situation, earlier in the time before filming. They were supposed to be going out having a good time, and so apparently Riley left Dylan outside the club. And so Riley allegedly threatened Dylan to punch him in the face. Now, Riley said that she did not want to punch Dylan in the face. He was upset because he couldn't get in the club. He was on the outside, okay? But, Riley, is overall, in my opinion, from what I view, she just seems like the type of girl who's not going to take no mess. Not gonna take no foolishness, and you can't disrespect her, just like her mom. Georgia says that she felt slighted as well by Gia, but she's still, trying to get to know these people and see where things are. Okay. Now, before I pass this over to you, I just want to address this situation real quick. Now, as I stated last week, I feel like I said that Charlie is a problem. He's very problematic, and Georgia is as well. I don't like the fact that they tried to put this title of Riley being rough and tough and putting her heels on people and, digging into people, trying to make it seem like that Riley is just this hard person to get to know and get along with. That's not the perception that I received. And I thought it was very distasteful to me that they try to put Riley out there to be that type of person when that's not what I received. And I was just like, this is messy. I don't like the way Charlie is egging on this Riley situation. I do like the fact that Dylan tried to step up and say something, but then you kind of backpedaled it with saying that she threatened to punch you in the face. Like, this was a whole hot mess of a scene. These people are giving problematic.
Yeah, I agree with you. So, Ariana, I think she's super cute. I'm saying that because I think her inside personality and just she's just super cute. She just seems so genuine. I really, really like her. I like Riley. I like Ariana. But I also like Riley too. But I just love her personality. I love the way she explained about the globe and the taxi cab and now she was here and they showed the scene with her on the train getting crushed and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was cute, right? So I like her. when it comes to Riley living in Brooklyn, I think it's a really nice thing too. And the way that they was talking about her, I didn't like the analogy they used either. It kind of ticked me off. It's like, okay, so every black girl is just rough around the edges and so forth and so on. You don't think Georgia's a little rough around the edges? Okay. So in Georgia, in this whole hand washing thing, let's be clear, Georgia, it's nasty.
It's so nasty.
It's nasty. And you know, I don't care if you grew up rich or you grew up poor or you grew up middle class. The first thing they teach you in like kindergarten and all that is how long you wash your hands and how to wash your hands. And they taught me with the birthday song. I don't know how that in your generation how they taught you, but they say, you know, you wash as long as you say happy birthday or whatever the case may be. But the problem is wash your hands. Okay, so this not washing your hands thing, I think is ridiculous. And Dylan got left outside the club. You know, like Riley said, listen, you can't go somewhere 10 people deep and y'all all getting in for free. So I mean, and then if you got all this money, you rich, you should have been able to make some calls, get up there and get in. So I don't know what to tell you, sir.
Mr. OnlyFans content creator.
That part.
Mr. YouTube content creator.
You said you got to make cash. So come on now, roll in the dough. You understand what I'm saying? But yeah, I was just like, but yeah. So I mean, you know, the scenes were the scenes, but Georgia, I'm gonna wait on Georgia. Okay, I'm gonna wait on Georgia. Yeah.
I really try not to put my foot on her neck, but she's pressing me forward to do so, and Charlie has already pushed me there as well. I can't. Yeah,
I feel the same way.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Trent King says we all heard Ariana call her mama trash, right?
But don't do that. I thought what she said. She didn't call her mama trash. Don't do that.
She did. She called her white trash.
No. What she said is that people didn't want to speak to her because they felt like they was calling her mother trash, and they were saying that she was trash like her mother. Mm-hmm. But she didn't call her mother trash. Like, she was explaining what the people were saying about her. Don't do that, y'all. Don't do that. And you crack it up.
Bless you for that.
And listen, Miss Amy said, "Yeah, we waiting on Georgia because we see her. We see her.
Okay, Georgia.
I'm not going to throw her out yet, but I'm looking at her. I got the side eye on her. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Listen, thank y'all for joining us. Make sure you hitting that like button and subscribing to the channel if you're not, and then make sure you share with someone. Let them know we are live and recapping Next Gen NYC. So we are heading into our next scene with Gia, Teresa Giudice. We have Brooks and Meredith. So as we all know, Teresa's from Jersey, and Meredith is from Salt Lake City. Brooks, they're walking down the street headed to lunch. And so Brooks shares with his mom that Charlie went on a date with Chloe. And, he also shares with mom the text message that was exchanged between Brooks and Charlie. Okay. Now, for those of you who have not been watching, Brooks has a little sister named Chloe. And so Charlie and Chloe went out on a date last episode. I believe while during the date, Charlie decided to text Brooks and say, hey, you should join us out later on if we're not back at my place. Okay. So, when Meredith heard this, she was not happy at all. Her face went from, yes, son, to hell no, we're not having this. Okay. Mom said, listen, you need to stand on business with this. You need to let him know that your sister is not to be disrespected or played with. Okay. Right. Brooks did say that he talked to Charlie. They talked outside. They cleared it up. And so that was that on that, okay? While they were sitting and talking about that whole situation, Gia and Teresa, they come in and they greet one another. Now, Gia and Brooks have been friends for about 3 years now. Gia helped Brooks kind of walk into this new world of being a child of a housewife. As we know, Salt Lake City has been on for a little less than 3 years, maybe. So this was a new world for Brooks. He was really confused on how to navigate through all of this, especially being with his sexuality, coming out. It was very uncomfortable, being himself already, but then having to be yourself in front of the world. It was a real big struggle for Brooks. So Gia has been able to help navigate him through this housewife situation and being on this show as well. Gia shares the situation, with Teresa as well about Charlie and the whole conversation. And Teresa didn't take it well either, okay? So far throughout the show, it looks like that everybody is not taking this whole Charlie Chloe text message very well. And in my opinion, as I stated last week, it was very inappropriate. It was, the first part, let's hang out. This second part, unless we're back at my place, it was just totally disrespectful, out of pocket, and out of line to say to someone's sibling. It's one thing if we're just kind of having a conversation and we talking about somebody that we're not related to. I feel like when you're related to someone, you kind of show a little bit more respect, or when you know the person that they're, you kind of respect them and you have boundaries. Charlie has no boundaries. He thinks that he can say what he wants, when he wants, whenever he wants. And it's a problem for me because you can't do that up in here, sir. Okay. So Brooks, also says that he doesn't want to be confrontational, but he doesn't want to not be able to stand up and fight when he needs to fight. And so Gia and Teresa said, listen, Gia's got your back, okay? Gia gonna stand up when something needs to be said, all right? And so in the confessional, Brooks had to say, Gia is not my mouthpiece, but she's willing to stand up when she can, to represent me when she feels the need to. Now, Gia also brings up the young lady that does not wash her hands, Georgia. And so Teresa and Meredith are just disgusted by this. They don't understand why this girl is not washing her hands, okay? Brooks is still working through becoming his own person, being confident in who he is and what he's going to do going forward. So that was pretty much that scene. And then I'm going to throw this little Charlie and Dylan scene in here as well.
Okay.
So Charlie, as we know, Charlie is 30. He is roommates with Dylan. Dylan says that Charlie grew up, with a lifestyle that he didn't have to worry about throwing trash away. He didn't have to worry about making his bed. He didn't have to worry about keeping things tidy. He just kind of says, don't worry about it. The maid gonna come and clean it up. But Dylan said, listen, I feel like we can do a little bit to just help out the maid, at least just a little bit, okay? Now, Dylan grew up in Chicago. He is from a blue-collar family. He started in MMA and wrestling around the age of 9. He went on to become a state champ. He got injured, and so since then, he has become a digital entrepreneur, making money from Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and OnlyFans, okay? Now, Dylan shares that he's never seen Charlie work a day in his life. Charlie is a trust fund baby. And hey, if you don't have to work, don't worry about it. Charlie tells us that he grew up on the Upper East Side. Charlie, grew up worrying about money and being about money. That's all he knows about. Charlie feels that, he has a great dad and a great father, but he doesn't have a good dad. His dad was a financial provider, making sure that they have food and clothes and the necessities and the extras of life. But as far as emotions and feelings, things like that, it's a no, okay? And so that really spoke to me, and to see who Charlie is today, we can obviously see that Charlie is not really an emotional type of person. He doesn't have emotional intelligence of when to read the room and when not to, how the room is going and when to say and when not to say. So that little piece kind of spoke up to me, and it said, okay, now I understand why Charlie is the way he is. He just is emotionally unintelligent, in my opinion, okay? Now, Charlie and his dad are having a conversation. They're talking about how Charlie is doing with his trading and things like that. Charlie talks about the stock market going up and down, and he's just continuing to invest in and invest out and things like that. He talks about his roommate Dylan and his dad possibly liking the roommate, being a super cool guy. He says that Dylan has an OnlyFans account, okay? And that, that's how he makes his money. Dad suggests that Charlie should work out with Dylan. He seems like he's got a good body, a nice build. And so Charlie made a comment, about this whole, he's not a gay sex worker. He's not on OnlyFans doing gay videos. You know, he's just out there, you know, showing his body and making his money.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Every time that I get ready to give Charlie a little bit of grace and mercy,
mm-hmm.
he comes through and just messes it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because to me, that was a homophobic slur. Gay people are not the only people that are on OnlyFans.
You speaking truth. Come on now.
Sexual things are not the only things that happen on OnlyFans.
Right.
So it was very offensive to me for him to kind of just stand there and make jokes about something that just not jokeable. It's not, you're classifying a specific place for a specific group of people, and that is not true. It's just every time I try to give Charlie a little leeway, he messes it up. Now, so Dylan seems very humble. As he said, he's from a hardworking blue-collar family, okay? He did the MMA thing. He got injured, but he continued on. And he's on the social media making money. He's building up himself in the content creating world. And so he's doing his thing out here as well. So I really enjoyed getting to know Dylan. So those two scenes with Gia and Brooks, and then Charlie and Dylan.
Gia and Brooks. So Teresa, Gia, Brooks, and Meredith. I love this scene. I thought it was the cutest thing ever. I love the fact that they get along. I love the fact that the kids get along. I thought it was just a really cute scene. And I hope this is not going to be the whole season and storyline with this hand washing. But I will once again agree that, yes, it's a big yuck for me, right? You're not washing your hands. So they had that discussion. And I hope it's not going to be forever the storyline, too, with him and the sister and him texting about the sister. I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, Charlie is a mess, but I also think when he sent the text, it was more like of a jokey joke. But I think they okay, we carried it on. This is the second episode. We carried it on. I hope both of those particular themes get dropped by the next episodes, because I really had enough of this hand washing thing, and I also had enough of, you know, the sister who we haven't seen again yet. I know it's only episode 2, but the sister seemed to be okay. She survived the date, so let's move forward. So that was that. But I love the luncheon. I thought it was cute. Now I love this scene between Charlie and his dad. The reason why I love this scene is because it gives you insight into who he is. Because the dad was just sitting there typing, like working his computer, like, you know, I'm going to provide for you and I'm going to do this. But, you know, and there are some men, maybe because they didn't know how, they never got the emotion from their parents where, you know, he's a provider, but he wasn't just that emotional like that. I do want to know where's mom. I was kind of interested in that. So, you know, it's just, you know, I was like, I said, I wonder where the mom is. So, you know, just a lot more we got to learn with this, but I love learning, right? I don't like the way he brought up his roommate. And here's the thing. Anybody who can make money on any social media platform and enough to support themselves, holla, I'm looking to get there 1 point. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Royaire, and listen, when you hear everything that's going on in the Diddy trial, if this man is just on OnlyFans showing his muscles, listen, can nothing did after this whole Diddy situation, there is nothing anybody can tell me sexually that I would probably be like, oh my God, like I have been desensitized to like the lowest level. I mean, just lay back. There's nothing you can tell me. You be like, oh, I did that. Now I have one girlfriend who, you know, I got girlfriends different levels. Like one girlfriend, she tell you the story. She telling you the X-rated version. I be like, girl, oh my God, okay, I don't need all that information. But now, if she tell me a story now, I wouldn't even clutch my pearls because this whole Diddy thing is a lot. So to know what Dylan is doing online, it's like, okay, whatever. I mean, no harm, no foul, right? He's not in the street selling his body. He's making his money. And, you know, he's a nice looking kid and he takes good photos. He's very photogenic. So more power to him. And like Dylan said, though, he don't really know what Charlie do. He don't never really see him work. He said he think he's straight up a trust fund baby. And even his dad said, "What you doing is not something. It's just straight." I don't know what his dad said, because the dad was
basically,
so
you wasting money and time. Basically, is what that is.
you ain't never lied. That's exactly what he AKA was saying, right? Listen, at the end of the day, the dad was very like not very emotional, but well, I'm not going to. Yeah, very stoic. You are correct, but I'm not going to really beat down on the dad, because at the end of the day, he took care of his son. He took care of his son. There are people out there on the live. I did 2 stories on trending topics last night where the parents actually took the lives of their kids. One was, I think both of them was toddlers. One was 3. The other one I think was younger. So the fact that Charlie lived up in the Upper East Side of New York, I'm not going to be sitting here talking about what was me, because he got the money. Go sit on somebody's couch and figure it out. And then you know what? You could come now. What people need to realize is, you can work from the now. All right. So maybe when you was growing up, your dad wasn't so loving this and that. You go hug dad now, kiss dad, and get dad before dad leaves this earth. Get dad to a place where he knows how to show emotion. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, but I love the scenes. I thought they was all worthy scenes that could show some lessons to everybody above. Let me back up really quick to Brooks. I love Brooks. I don't know what it is about my connection to Brooks. He just seems so kind, right? Love him. He seems so kind, so laid back, so caring. And you know, when he talked about how, you know, like just having to grow into his sexuality and having to do that on TV, I just love him. I love this mix of group, right? Because I think they're going to touch on so many different cultures, yes, in the young, you know, their age bracket. And it's just it's just a mixture of everything. I love it. I really do. I love this show so far. I love it.
I'm really enjoying it. You're freezing up a little bit. I don't know if you want to go out and come back in or not, but you're freezing up just a smidge.
Okay. So while you talk, I'll try to hardwire in.
Okay.
Come on, these computers need to stop.
Alrighty, people, listen, thank you for joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button and you are sharing. Let the people know we are live recapping Next Gen NYC, okay, episode 2. So next up we have Amara and Ava. We're having a walk in the park, a little sit down on the grass, okay? So Amara says that she is not an outside girl. She is the type of girl that's used enough to, you know, hopping in the Escalade, pulling up to wherever she's at, getting out, pushing her hair back, fixing her dress, and walking in the building, okay? But they are out here doing their thing. She is meeting with Ava. Ava is a model. She is a working model. Now, both of them are in the modeling industry, but Ava describes herself as more so of a, I guess, regular everyday model, whereas Amira is a social media sensation model, if you may. So Amira does TikTok. She has millions of followers on TikTok. She's huge on Instagram, on the social media platforms, but she's also walking into the modeling world as well. So Amira shares with us that she does have a boyfriend. Her and her boyfriend have been together for 2 years, I believe it has been now. And so, you know, she's planning to go back to Dallas, you know, so that her boyfriend Kevin can meet her family. Amira shares that she's never had any boyfriend meet her family, that they have, you know, had small run-ins with one another, but never an official meet. So this is their first official meet. Ava shares with us that dating is a little bit different for her. When, you know, she first met her boyfriend, or excuse me, when her dad first met her boyfriend, he was going in hard. Do you love my daughter? What's your intentions? Are you going to marry her? How much money do you make? Like, just really all up in the grill, you know? So Amira says that her dad is not like that at all, but she's super excited, you know, to introduce Kevin to his family. Amira also feels that Ava and Charlie have some chemistry together and that they would do well together. But Ava said that she ain't feeling it, okay? She said Charlie's just a little too much for her. You know, he's not exactly what she desires in a man or needs in a man. She needs someone that's going to push her into her dreams, into her passions, and to really do, you know, something, make something out of herself and do something with her life. You know, Charlie is a trust fund baby. He doesn't do anything. He doesn't have no real job. So he can't really do anything for Ava, okay? And then I'll talk about this next scene as well. Hudson and Ariana, they go out together to a fabric store. And so Ariana has decided, along with her boyfriend Hudson, that they want to start a clothing line together, okay? And they want to call it Adore Angels. Ariana said that she was in her closet just looking at her clothes and thinking, oh. Okay, I'm missing something, but hold that thought. Don't leave. Don't lose that thought. She was in her closet. She was looking through her clothes and thinking about angel numbers, and that's how she came up with the name. Okay, now New York is Candyland fabric for the fashion industry. If you want good fashions, if you want fabulous cloths, fabulous designs, you got to go to New York. Okay. Ariana, she wants to have a business meeting with her boyfriend because she wants to lay everything out on paper. She does not want to be in a situation that her mom and Corey are in. She does not want to go to court fighting back and forth for property and intellectual names and all of this other stuff, okay? So, Hudson said, listen, we can sit down, we can have a business meeting, and how about I give you 51% and I take 49%. That way, we don't have no issues. If God forbid, if something ever happened to our relationship, you can walk away with your portion. I'm good. We'll be all straight. Okay. Ariana said that's fabulous. And they continue to look at fabrics. Well, while looking at fabrics, Ariana brought up that she would like to reconnect with Riley. She's heard that Riley is in the city now. They grew up together. They once were really close to one another, but they haven't seen each other in about 10 years. Hudson thought it would be a good idea to try to reconnect with her. So she reached out to Riley, sent her a text. And so we're going to see how that meeting goes between the two of them. Hudson seemed very supportive of them reconnecting. And I'm just really enjoying Hudson and Ariana's relationship. Hudson is just a great gentleman overall altogether. He seems to have a really strong head on his shoulder. He seems very business minded. He seems very intellectual in what he's doing. And he's not here for the mess. He said, listen, I know you ain't got no money. I got the coins. If push comes to shove, I can go ahead, buy you out the business, or let you have the business and I'm good. So I love the relationship and the connection that they have built with one another. I love that they are supportive of one another. I love that he does not judge her for her mom's mistakes. Hudson just seems to be a really, really, really good guy overall, and I'm really, really enjoying him. My thoughts on Ava and Amira, I'm liking Amira more and more. The more I watch the show, the more I'm falling in love with her. Ava, I'm kind of struggling with Ava because she just seems very lost. She seems like she's not really sure what she's out here to do. She says she wants to do this modeling thing. Her mom is a fashion designer. I don't really understand why she's not I'm just not, I'm a little lost with Ava. I'm really lost. And we'll talk a little bit more about Ava once we come to that other scene with her dad. But your thoughts and opinions on those two scenes.
So Ava and Amara, am I saying her name right? Amara. I like the both, really, to be honest with you. And again, I like the diversity on this show. And I like the fact that every scene, Amara is not concentrating on who she is. You understand what I mean? They're just letting her be. And I love it. I love it. I thought it was a cute scene. And Ava said, get that bug off of me. I'm a person like that too. Get the bugs off of me. I'm not that bug girl. Like, I'm not that outside girl. Like, keep the bugs away. And
go away from me with this, Apollo.
Away from me with this. So, and I think, her introducing her boyfriend Kevin, like, and going to meet the family. I love it. I thought it was a great, cute scene. I was here for it, right? And then Hudson and Ariana, they are two cutie pies together. I love them. And you know what? Both of them, when in life, when you meet somebody that's just your perfect match, God bless these people. Can that fall upon me? Okay. Before I'm like 80, like, fall upon me. Come on, Lord. We worshiping you. Bring it to us, okay?
I receive it.
They are, I receive it too, okay? They are so cute together. And he just straight up said, don't, because she was like, I don't want to have this fighting like my mom and dad. So we got to just make sure everything is in order. He said, I'll give you 51% and you'll always be in control.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, these two, I love it. I'm not here for the name yet. It gotta grow on me. Adore Angel clothing. Adore Angel can. I don't know. I'm not. It didn't sit well with me yet.
Okay.
She said that the spirits, I guess, and the angels kind of spoke to her, and the woo 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 and wah wah wah, and the name came to her. I'm not woo woo wahing with it. I'm just not. I'm just...
Woo 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 woo.
So I gotta let it sit for a minute, but listen, sometimes it's not just about the name, it's about you actually launching a product, because listen, She by Shanae, the name was fire, but you can't find no She by Shanae nowhere. So I mean, we're gonna carry on, okay? So maybe we will actually see Adore Angel, and maybe by the end of this season, she might have a fashion show with some fashion. We shall see, okay?
Well, it made me think about Giselle's daughters, Adore and Angel. That's what it made me think about. And I was like,
I wasn't feeling the name. Yeah, that's a good. Yeah, you are correct. Okay. I don't know. They need to come up with a different name together. And first of all, I think there is a clothing line that may have the name Hudson in it or something.
Adore Angel sounds familiar too. Like that's something I've heard before as well. So
I think it's like you said, because of Giselle's daughter's name.
Okay.
But I think they should name it Hudson something. I think that name would be more fire. Yeah. I don't know. That's my thoughts. But anywho, I love the fact that she planned to text Riley. And what I really love is that there is no shade being given. As I'm saying, I'm trying to text Amita. This girl got a good heart. I'm feeling her. I'm feeling her a lot. So it's just a good thing. I'm liking it so far. She did talk about how the mom stopped talking, and they haven't seen each other for years. But I'm liking where this is going. I'm here for it.
I was totally here for it. And let me tell you, Hudson knows something a little bit about this TV, okay? Because Hudson said, let's hope that she got the same number, as if they already know they don't have Riley's number. Okay.
He playing up this reality TV. Give it up for Hudson.
Shout out to Hudson, okay?
Hudson.
Yes.
I peeped that boy in. Come on, he's playing this game. This boo came to New York to make this money. They came to New York.
Go, Hudson, go. We need a category for Hudson on the Real Housewives Awards, okay? He was the best boyfriend of the reality, okay? Because he's coming through, he's doing his thing, he's being supportive, he's standing up for his girl, and we're gonna talk about that in just a moment, okay? But before we get to that, let's talk about Ava and Dame Dash.
Oh my goodness.
Now let me say this first of all.
You talk to
Dame, I need you to pull up to the camera real close, okay?
Get close.
This is not about you. This is not your show, okay? This is about Ava, okay? Not about you. This is not growing up hip hop. This is not Real Daughters of Hip Hop. No. Next gen. You are the old gen, okay, sir? Stick with it.
Stick with it. Do you think they gave him a couple of dollars so he could get some groceries? Because he's broke.
It's obvious.
Okay, yeah.
It's very obvious.
Okay.
He's the only parent doing confessionals.
No, Brooke's mother sat with him.
Who?
Brooke's mom.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I must have missed that. Okay.
Okay.
I'll back off a little bit. But still, he been in the confessional since episode 1. This is too much, sir. We're doing too much.
Yeah.
We don't want to see you. We want to get to know Ava, okay? That's why I can't get to know Ava, because Dame is such a distraction. Okay? So, we're out on the streets. They're offering drinks. Dame and Ava are taking little shots. Dame says that he's not the coolest, 24-year-old or anything like that, but he's definitely the coolest 54-year-old, okay, out in this block. Ava says that she's grew up in New York until she was the age of 14. She then moved to LA with her mom, and her sister. Ava says that, Dad asked how her money was. Ava said it's good, but it needs to keep coming in. Ava wants to be a model, but Dame says that he feels that that's a pipe dream. Modeling is not for you. He wants Ava to get up and run one of these companies that he's got, okay? Dame shares that him and Ava, they have a good relationship now, but it hasn't always been like that. Things got a little rocky. Unfortunately, when she had to move away to California, Dame said that he closed up his businesses and packed up and had to go and be with his daughter. So he moved out to LA. And so him and her mom don't have the best relationship. And so he puts it on Ava to, say, hey, I'm very proud. I'm very happy for you. I'm glad that your mom, is missing you and things are going good between you and her. But we need to get a better relationship together. You need to work on that. And so Ava says, I already have. I've tried, but mom is who she is and things are what they are. Okay. Ava says, she wants to be in modeling and she's very serious about that. Okay. But she has acne. And when you have acne in modeling, it ain't it. So she asks his dad, do you have insurance? Are you paying for insurance? Are you getting government assistance? Are you on the Medicaid? What you got going on? And so Dave says, listen, I know I got insurance. And so she says, listen, I need to get my IUD out because it's causing me to have acne. Meanwhile, Dame's his diabetes little machine is beeping. He need to give himself a shot. He talking about he don't have time for this. He don't want to talk about this. And he gets up and walks out the restaurant. Okay. And then I'm going to just throw this in here as well. Riley and Ariana, they reconnect. Beautiful scene. I totally enjoyed this moment. Best moment of the show for me. Riley calls Candy before pulling up into the park. And so she lets mom know, hey, girl, I'm meeting up with Ariana. Just wanted to call and check in with you. And so Candy said, listen, girl, go in there. You guys used to be besties. Unfortunately, me and her mom stopped talking. And so it just grew distance between the two of y'all. But don't let what me and her mom had going on affect you and Ariana. Go in there, open heart, open mind, okay? Riley said, well, mama, what happened? Candy said, none of your business. Mind your business. Just go in there, do you, and enjoy yourself, okay? So, Riley walks in. They greet one another with a beautiful hug. It was a nice little reunion. They seem to be really genuine with one another, to seem really connected to one another and getting to know each other. Ariana said that she was super excited to reconnect, but she was nervous. So Riley said the same. While they were talking and having conversation, Candy texts a picture to Riley of Ariana and Riley together. I want to say they were like 8 or 9, and it was just such an adorable, chubby little picture of them. I was like, look at these little girls. Like, this is crazy. Seeing them from 10 years ago up until now, or 10 plus years ago up until now, it was just a beautiful, beautiful sight to see. Both of the girls said that, they're still living it up in New York. Riley says she's living in Brooklyn. Ariana's living in a hotel, but she says she's looking for some friends. She said, is there an app, for friends that I can make? I got a man, but I need some friends. Riley said, girl, how about we go on out? Come on out to Brooklyn. Let's go out. Let's have a good time. Let's meet up with some friends, and enjoy one another's company as we reconnect and get to know one another. Ariana also shares that Kim told her, continue your friendship with Riley, reconnect, build something. Don't allow our relationship between me and Candy to affect what you got going on. And that's what stood out to me the most in this scene, is that both moms are very supportive of their girls, not allowing their issues to affect them. I feel like that was a conversation that maybe Portia and Shamia should have had with one another. Don't allow the parents' drama to affect what y'all got going on, okay?
Yeah.
Beautiful scene, reconnecting. Shout out to Riley and Ariana being mature enough to look past whatever issues may be and to coming back together to build a connection. And I was just watching an interview earlier today on YouTube. They're still friends today. They're doing well. They are happy that they reconnected. And they said that they're excited to see how their friendship was built throughout this show as the show continues to roll out. So this was just ultimate beautiful scene, my favorite scene of the show.
I loved it too. And I loved this how she was like thinking that, you know, it was going to be so awkward. But I back up. Let me go to Dame Dash and Ava first.
Mm-hmm.
Dame Dash was putting on a whole performance. Like you said, he wanted a reality show himself. Mm-hmm. Him being dramatic, getting her walking out when she talked about and asked about the insurance. Now, see, shame on Ava for being in an apartment that's $10,000 a month. And I know she couldn't afford it, but still she was in it. $10,000 a month and you don't have no insurance. Like, we got to make this make sense. Hey, you got to make this make sense. And I'm going to ask you, wait, give me a minute, Royaire. Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
Yeah, I just don't understand why Ava is in this apartment. You know, Ava has not seemed to have any real job from my understanding. You know, she doesn't seem like a trust fund baby from my understanding. I don't know what Rachel Roy's status is in the fashion community still. I don't know if she's still that girl. Obviously, her dad, Dame Dash, is not that guy anymore. I know that him and Jay-Z used to be connected. They're no longer connected. So it just really seems like that Ava, as she has told us this episode, she's trying to find her way, trying to figure out what she wants to do and what she enjoys and where she's going in life.
Yeah, so you're in an apartment that's $10K a month. And yes, I saw on the internet she got kicked out of it. She got evicted, but you don't have insurance. This doesn't make sense. And he's worrying about her being an entrepreneur and taking over one of his failed businesses. She
I can't.
You should be teaching her that she needs to have insurance. Okay, health insurance. So if she comes back and she needs an apartment, I'm going to really need her to get a studio apartment. Okay, go get some health insurance, get Obamacare or something. Okay, and get the IUD out of you. God only knows how long that IUD was in her. And listen, she got beautiful skin. I didn't see the acne, but she said she got it. So I roll with it. Okay. And him sitting there talking about he need a joint. Dang, please. You need more than a joint because now the people were suing you so that you could pay this money that you owe. This is embarrassing. And no, you don't leave it up to your adult daughter talking about fix the relationship between me and your mama. No, the mama probably don't even want you to get back in good graces with you because she probably afraid you're going to try to ask her for some of her money. So I don't know. You fix that relationship, and you got a girlfriend now. I don't know if he's remarried the girlfriend, whatever, because I know he got another younger kid. If anything, ask your baby mama to give you some tips on how to make it right with your first baby mama. Don't be leaving that up to Ava. And Ava is gorgeous,
beautiful.
Yeah, gorgeous. But that scene was just so crazy. I was just like, I can't right now. And they divorced when she was 8. And then she didn't speak to her father for a while. Now I want to fault mommy and daddy for that. I keep telling people, when you break up, don't have your kids in the midst of this. Don't have your kids in the midst of it. Leave your kids out of it. That's the daddy that you chose for them. So no matter how you feeling about that daddy, the daughter and or the son and the daddy, whoever, they got to stay together. But I'm glad they talking now. But Ava got work to do. She got work to do right here because this is
a whole lot of work to do. A whole lot of work to do. Not rags to riches, honey.
Rags to what it say? What it say?
Rags to riches, Next Gen NYC star Ava Dash evicted from 10,000.
No, you said it backwards. It's riches to rags.
Oh, yeah, excuse me. Riches to rags. Riches to rags.
Now you have money and now you don't. I cannot. These people, they too much the ones that be doing these articles. But go ahead.
Yeah. Admits the dad is broke.
He's very broke. I feel for him. I feel
apparently.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no. Apparently, they say that this is supposed to be a part of the plot. It may, this is a plot line for this season.
Oh God! But how do you like you open a thing with Jay-Z, and Jay-Z is like living in the dough right now, and you got nothing. Oh God! That's when you just want to crawl up under a table.
This is a fashion show with no fashion.
Child, that part. Mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm.
Mm-mm-mm. So we have a scene up next with Amira and her boyfriend Kevin. You know, they go out mini golfing and they have a little lunch date together. So Kevin, he works in finance. Amira describes him as very calm, very grounded. He keeps her chill. They met on Hinged, okay? So shout out to the Hinge dating app. Maybe I need to get on Hinge and see what's up. They've been together, or they've been talking for 2 years now. Kevin didn't know who Amara was when he first met her. And then he said he realized that by her fashion, by her looks, by her ways, that she was not your average everyday girl. And he fell in love with her right then and there. You know, Amira says the reason that she loves Kevin is because he has his own thing going. He's in the financial industry. He works a 9 to 5 and he ain't chasing clout. You know, the former boyfriends that she has brought around her, you know, they went on about their business and chased the clout all the way to the clouds, okay? But she said not Kevin, you know, and that they are going to go and, you know, meet her family. And so we'll see how things go with that. You know, they talk about their first time meeting, which was at a lipstick show for, I don't remember what the people...
I forgot what the brand she said.
I forgot what the brand was too, but you know, they met then, and so they just been going strong ever since. So I thought that was a very beautiful scene. I'm enjoying the fact that they are allowing Amara to be just an everyday person. We're not emphasizing that she's a part of the transgender community. We're not separating her from being someone outside of a regular person. I love that we are making her an everyday average individual. She plays her role on the show. She shows her life, you know, and keeps things going. So I'm loving how Next Gen and how Bravo has presented her to the show. And they are just, you know, showing love is love. People are people. They are who they are. And we got to live in that comfort zone of being okay with people being who exactly they are. So that was a beautiful, beautiful scene to me. I'm going to stop here because our next scene is really that final scene. So we can talk about that.
Yeah, I love this scene. I love that. The boyfriend scene's very genuine and just, you know, laid back or whatever, not here for clout. And she said not only was they there for clout, but she said they made their come up and then they left. Let me tell you something. Trash. People will use and abuse you if you let them, okay? Yeah. So I mean, it's craziness, right? So I appreciated the scene. I like it, and I like her a lot. Yeah, Amara, I like her a lot. She seemed real laid back, real cool. You know what I mean? There's not much more I can say about that. I like them together, and I want to see where this goes. But the part I told you I really, really love is the way they're handling her storyline. Yes. They're not having in our face every second. And because you don't remind us, like if you don't know, you wouldn't probably know.
You don't even think about it. You don't think about it.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah. You don't think about it. Yeah.
Yes. Listen, in the words of Dwight, you can use me, but don't abuse me.
Because when you get into abusive mode, that's when we got to talk. Exactly. I agree with you. Come on, talk about it. Yeah.
So, as we remembered from a few scenes ago, we talked about, you know, Riley and Ariana getting together and hanging out with a group of friends. Okay. So Charlie, you know, he has texted Georgia to let her know, hey, we're going out in Brooklyn, girl. We want you to come out. You know, Charlie is a little hesitant of going, you know, because of her last interaction and run-in with Riley, you know, and that was the thing. What bothered me also about it is they made it seem like that Riley was the only one that had an issue with it in those small scenes. Gia was not okay with it. Amara was not okay with it. Brooks was not okay with it. Everybody in the group that was kind of on that side was like, don't do that. You know, this whole my body, my choice situation. Honey, Riley has a body and Riley has a choice as well. And just like you can choose not to wash your hands and do what you want to do with your body, Riley can choose for you not to touch her, not to hug her, and not to have any interactions with her. So this whole my body, my choice
is everybody.
Get out.
It's universal. It's universal.
Stop it, ma'am.
Yeah.
Please stop.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're at this group outing. You know, Riley is the first to show up. Riley is hosting this event. You know, she's just moved to Brooklyn, so she's hosting the girls and guys out in Brooklyn tonight, okay? So once she gets there, Charlie and Shy show up as well. So she's introduced to Shy on tonight. And so Brooks is in the car riding with Ariana and Hudson. Brooks asked if, you know, if Ariana has talked to Riley and updated her on the friendship group. Ariana says that, you know, she does know about the hand washing situation. She also shares that she does know about the text exchange between Brooks and Charlie as well, okay? So the major things in regards to, you know, this whole friendship group has already been put out to Ariana, okay? So Ariana is already walking into this situation with some preconceived conceptions, okay? Because she's been kind of updated on everything that's going on. Riley is also sharing with Charlie and Dylan and Shy about Ariana, okay? You know, she mentions that Ariana, you know, her mom is Kim Zolciak. They grew up together on this show, you know, and so she is open and excited to meeting, or the group should be open and excited to meeting her. Riley notices that Charlie is having some preconceived notions about Ariana. Charlie already kind of knows about Kim Zolciak and this whole house situation and a divorce and all of this mess going on. So he's kind of judging her based off of what Kim is going through in the media along with her stepdad. Brooks shares that Charlie was upset about there being more housewife children than there are regular castmates, okay? And so it kind of put that, you know, everybody's neck as you did. What you trying to say, sir? Because listen, you wouldn't be here if it wasn't for us and our parents, okay? That's what it's really giving, okay? So the girls, you know, they in their feelings about that, but they gonna let bygones be bygones for now, okay? So Charlie, he is getting ready to make a little comment about Ariana, and Ariana walks to the door with Brooks and Hudson, okay? So he says that he's heard things and he knows things. Charlie says that Georgia is almost here, you know, and, you know, asks if anybody has their Purell, okay? Anybody got some hand sanitizer, you know, because we know that Georgia is showing up. Ariana says, I have mine. And Charlie says, huh? How do you even know? You don't even know what's going on. And Ariana says, yes, I do. I got people in places. They talk to me. They tell me what's going on. And so Ariana kind of felt disrespected by Charlie's initial meet and greet with her. You know, a little disrespected by the comments he was making, a little disrespected in his tone of the conversation. So Ariana already got a bad rub off on Charlie, and Charlie has a bad rub off on Ariana, okay? So we've already set that stage for the night. Charlie wanted to know, why did everyone tell about Georgia in this hand washing situation? And so, you know, he also asked Brooks, where's Chloe? And Brooks says Chloe's in LA. And Charlie says, well, I guess there's no point in texting her tonight. And so Brooks says, not this again. I just need you to stop. Like, this is not cool. It's uncomfortable. It's not the move. I don't like it, okay?
Right. It's like knock it off.
He folds up into a ball. Like, he's like, I can't. Like, and so we can tell already, Brooks has told us he's not a confrontational type of person. He's already shared with Charlie, listen, this makes me uncomfortable. Let's not talk about this. We've addressed this last week. So because Charlie is being, excuse my French, an ass, here we are yet again talking about this same situation that we could have let go in the first episode, but here you are bringing up his sister again. Why do you need to know where she's at? If you have her number, there's no need to ask me. Text her and see where she's at. Leave me out of it. It's pretty much what Brooks is saying. He's also said that he does not want Charlie to date his sister. Now, he has not verbatimly said that to Charlie, but it's giving that read of the room. And I need Charlie to read the room. Obviously, this is not the move. Stop it with Brooks. It's given antagonizing. It's given bullying. It's giving I'm picking on him because I know I can and he's not going to do anything to say anything about it. Stop it, Charlie. Let it go.
Let it go.
I told you last week, Auntie, Charlie is problematic. He's
oh, shucks. Okay.
And he is showing to be that exactly tonight, okay? While Charlie is waiting on Georgia, Georgia shows up. She comes in. She speaks to everybody. She asks if she can give Riley a hug. She said, I wash my hands, girl, so can I hug you? Her and Riley, they greet one another. They gave each other a hug. She asked, to shake Riley's hands, friend. She said, gotcha. So we don't know if this girl washed her hands or not. This is just a whole situation, okay? And meanwhile, we got another COVID virus coming all the way out because the people ain't washing their hands. Charlie asked Georgia to come outside for a little smoke break to talk about the weird girl. That weird girl, who is he talking about? Ariana, okay? He talks about the Ariana came in talking about the hand washing situation, and Charlie called Ariana a bitch. Okay? So while Riley is inside trying to ease over everyone from Charlie's misbehavior, Hudson is not feeling Charlie. Ariana is not feeling Charlie. And Brooks isn't feeling Charlie either. And so Brooks has now shared with the group yet again that Charlie has made comments inappropriately about his sister Chloe, okay? So that just sets Ariana off now. Ariana is off for the night now. Listen, you done talked about her mom on the low. You done made little persnickety comments about her. You shading her. You're giving her tone. You're just doing the most. Ariana said, listen, one thing I will do is stand up for my friends before I stand up for myself, okay? So Georgia comes back in. She comes in and talks about the hand washing situation yet again, how it's her choice and her body and she can do what she wants and blah, 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 blah. Girl, we already know. Just go wash your hands or stop fooling with us. If you can't wash your hands, don't be around us. And be okay with that. You can't tell us how to feel about what you choose to do. It don't work like that. She confronts Riley and Ariana, about the whole hands thing. They said, listen, it is what it is. We just gonna move on, let it go, and be what it be. Riley asked Georgia, if she uses the public restroom seat when she goes to the bathroom. And Georgia says, yes, she does. Riley, her friend, Brooks, they all freaked out and said, ma'am, you cannot do that. That is disgusting. You need to wrap the toilet up. You just got to do better, Georgia. You're doing things that children are taught, okay? I didn't go to school to learn to wash my hands. My parents taught me to wash my hands. My parents taught me to wrap the toilet if I need to, go in that manner. So, girl, it's giving you were raised by baboons. So they decide to go out dancing. And so Ariana, she finds, she goes on and goes out with everyone. She's walking down the street. She's doing her thing. Her feet are hurting. She's like, listen, this is too much. She says, Riley, I understand why you don't wear heels, girl. Riley says, well, I don't wear heels because I can't walk. Which I thought that was so funny and so
that was cute. She's such a cutie pie.
Yeah, she's so cute, such a sweetheart. So, Charlie says to Brooks that, I don't care. Do you mind if I F your sister is what he says. Now, here's another comment that Charlie has made about Brooks' sister. After the first episode, we told you this makes me uncomfortable. We just left lunch or dinner and drinks. I told you that I don't want to hear about this. Now you're whispering in my ear, do you mind if I F your sister? Brooks says, Charlie, no, stop, and shares this with Ariana, okay? Ariana is now pissed. She has boiled over to the top. And, Riley feels that Charlie is a big antagonist. He waits until you're vulnerable to come to you and then pounce on you when he knows that you can't defend yourself and you don't have anyone around you to help you defend yourself, okay? Charlie says that, they go outside at this point. We're leaving the dance club. They had a time. Ariana does share that she likes Georgia because she's free-spirited. She doesn't care what people think about her. She just kind of does her own thing. So we head outside, and so Charlie, is kind of going back and forth with Ariana and wants to know what Ariana's issue is with him. And he's saying that it's fake beef. Ariana shares that you continue to harass Brooks about his sister. Why are you being such a dick? You don't have to be this way. Why are you doing all of this? And so Hudson and Charlie ended up getting into it, okay? So Hudson pushes Ariana kind of out the way and steps up and says, look, man, you're being an asshole. Since we've met you, you've been like this, and it's inappropriate, and it needs to stop. Charlie says, listen, we can step around the corner and handle this if you want to. I'm just trying to go to this next party and do my own thing. I don't care about this. It's giving that you're trying me. Hudson said, well, we can do that with your corduroy pants. Listen, what's up? We can go.
Not the corduroy pants. I said, child.
Charlie gets in the car. He leaves and heads to his next party. And that is the end of this episode of Next Gen NYC. Well, what happened in Brooklyn?
Listen, this last scene was something else. First of all, I thought it was cute that they all, hung out in Brooklyn because that's where Riley lives.
Yes.
Everybody being there, everybody showing up, everybody being a part of this. It was a whole scene and a half. Okay. Charlie is messy. Charlie is definitely messy. He likes to rock the boat. He likes to start stuff. I think even though just because it was not an overt, like falling over drunk, I think, he drank too much and he get the run in that mouth. Okay? So he was running the mouth. He kept pushing the envelope. And then he want to act like, almost like Steve Urkel. Oh, did I do that? He's talking about, oh, this is really going to be a thing. And you're like, come on now. What are you doing here? Stop, right? So, I mean, I love the way that Hudson and Ariana, thick as thieves, okay, sticking together. It's just cute. They're just a cute couple. This is messy. Charlie, as this goes on, I can already tell Charlie going to be problematic. Yeah,
no, he is problematic.
Yeah, he is. I think it's going to get worse though. But Ariana acting like he was the senior citizen of the group was. I thought that was so freaking wild. I was like,
he said, "Ain't you the grandpa of Next Gen? What are you talking about?"
That was so messy. Talk about shade. I mean, that was so messy, but it was a good scene. I'm here. Listen, I'm here for the youngins. Royaire. They doing it up. They giving us a show.
Yeah, I just got to get off on Charlie one more time. Please forgive me. And I hope we can say this. I believe we can. The harassment of it all. You're harassing. You're harassing people.
Yeah, for sure.
You asking someone, can you F their sister? Asking them, are they here? What is your problem?
Crazy.
This is why we have people like Diddy in the courts right now.
Yeah.
This is why we have situations like Elon Musk and Donald Trump.
Girl, listen.
This is why we have issues. What's the film guy?
Weinstein. Who got found guilty again. I don't even know why he did that to himself.
Charlie is right in that he's in that field of building up to be, an asshole of life. That's where it's at. You have no humility. You're not humble. You're not respectful. You are literally harassing this boy about his sister, who is 22. You're 30.
Unbelievable.
Why are you messing with this girl? with no respect behind it. You're not even respectfully doing it.
No, he's not. He definitely is pushing the. He's being totally messy right now. Totally messy.
Also, Brooks, I love you, buddy. But you got to grow some balls, sir.
Oh yeah, he does. He does.
Man up. You can't keep running around to the friend group hoping that everybody fights your battle, sir.
Yeah.
You got to fight your own battle, sir.
He got to step it up.
He got to step it up because it's giving that you're the victim and you're not a victim, sir.
Right.
We can't play this victim card. And then you going around carrying the T2 because he told Ariana about that bathroom situation.
Yes, he did.
He can't carry the bone.
Messy. He being low key messy.
Look, you can't carry the bone and hide your hands now, sir.
You cannot. You cannot.
Be an active participant.
Yes, you do.
Stand on business.
Stand on business. Yeah. If you gonna carry the bones and be dropping in and saying this and that when you had lunch with mom and Gia and all of them, then you got to stand up and show up, boo. Don't talk about now you shy. And I like Brooks. I like him. We ain't doing this. We ain't doing this.
I love him, but we got to stand on business, Brooks, because you're a little too old.
Yeah.
And your sister needs somebody to protect and defend her.
Yes.
Because obviously this man is out of pocket.
Yeah.
And we don't know what he may do when he get a little good drink in him.
Yeah. He out of pocket out of line. He messy, boos. He messy.
Very, very messy.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
Our recap of episode 2, season 1 of Next Gen NYC. What happens in Brooklyn? Okay.
Holla, Brooklyn.
Shout out to Brooklyn. Okay. Riley
in the house. Yeah.
Was a great hostess to be in Brooklyn. She showed the people around. She walked with the people. She did her thing. Shout out to Riley.
Well, her flash shoes on, having the people walk blocks.
Look, they said I think it's about 20 blocks from here. Ariana said 20 blocks.
Yeah,
but she was not taking off her high heel shoes on the New York Street.
No, she wasn't. She's so cute. She cute. Mm-hmm.
But that is our recap. At the end of each and every recap, we ask that you leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section and rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being the worst and 10 being the best. Leave your thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Auntie, your final thoughts on this episode?
I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I'm giving it a 9. I'm giving it a 9. I loved it. I love the scene between Charlie and his dad, right? Keeping it real 100%. Mm-hmm. Ava, her dad, listen, he messy, but it's real, right? Reality. So that's who he is, and that's what we got. Okay. Loved it. There were so many scenes that I absolutely adored. Riley and Ariana. I love the fact that they got together and they put this all behind them. And Candy, everybody, Candy, she said, why we broke up ain't none of your business. Just go ahead and get back together and be fine. And then Candy even found that picture and sent it to Riley of when both of them was younger. I'm loving this show. I'm here for it. I'm here for every second of it. And I'm not getting bored. Every scene, I'm like, OMG. Yes.
Yes. I give it a 9 as well, just like Raheem. This was just a great episode. Mm-hmm. I truly enjoyed Riley and Ariana reconnecting, the genuineness of it, the really being open and wanting to or desiring to build a connection and a friendship. Right. Though they were so young, Riley said that she doesn't really remember a lot, but she still went into it with an open mind, and it was just beautiful to see them reconnect. As you said as well, I'm loving Hudson and Ariana's relationship. Mm-hmm. It seems very true and genuine. I don't see it being played up for the camera. This is, and see, like, that's what I be talking about when, like, this is very natural for Ariana and Hudson to be lovey-dovey, and like that's who they naturally are. As you see, you can kind of see what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
With Charles and Angela, it's not natural.
Oh, you finally jumped on my board?
I've been telling you that it's not natural for Charles and like that's not their natural relationship.
I see what I said. He don't love her. He don't love her.
No, he don't love her.
You calling and it's their anniversary. He like this.
It was the day after.
Child, bye. I couldn't deal with Charles. I mean, I get being laid back about a relationship, but he's too laid back. He's too laid back for me.
But love their connection. You know, Ava and her dad, that's a whole situation in itself. Charlie and his dad, they need to go to therapy and deal with that. You know, the new friend Dylan, you know, I'm curious of where Dylan is going to kind of fall in this show, you know. And I'm curious to see if anybody else is going to see the problematic issues that Charlie is bringing into this group.
I think they see him in Georgia. I can't. You know, do we know how many episodes it's going to be?
I imagine they're probably going to do like maybe 8, just because it's a newer show. You know, just kind of test it out.
We want to see how this thing goes, because I'm feeling like those two are going to be the fallouts at the end, and I really hope they do a reunion.
Yes. Oh, really? Yes. We have to have a reunion show. Yes. And everybody needs to show up.
That part.
You need to put it in the contract. You don't show up, you don't get paid at all.
You're giving back some of your money, because you know they probably get paid. You don't show up to the reunion, you're going to owe us.
Owe us, yes.
Yeah, owe us, yeah. You got to show up. I don't care what happened. Yeah, you got hit by a truck, you got 1 foot on. They better do that. You want to do that reunion for your house.
Reunion.
That part, boy, yeah. But no, you right. Show up to the reunion. So I hope they do a reunion. I'm loving this. I really am. I'm enjoying a whole lot.
I'm truly enjoying it. It's a breath of fresh air. It's something different, and I really see that we are growing with this generation. I see the change in the generation. I see how they're moving things forward and along. So it's a 9 altogether. So Raheem gave it a 9. Miss Amy gave it an 8. Forever 21 gave it an 8.5. I enjoyed the recap today as well. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. I know we were a day late, but listen, we got it out. So we truly are enjoying this show. So thank you guys for joining us so much. Shout out to the rewatch crew. If you're rewatching this, make sure you hit the like button and make sure you share this with someone as well. Join us this coming Monday for our recap of The Real Housewives of Atlanta, episode 15. I believe we have one more episode left after this, and then the reunion will come. Unfortunately, Diva, I feel like this is going to be the most boring reunion that we've ever seen on Roa.
Probably so.
Nobody showed up.
And that part.
We'll see how this turns out. But join us on Monday for the part 3. Was it Rebirth? We're rebirthing on Sunday, I believe it is.
I think so, yes. Okay. Yeah.
So join us for that. And then also stay tuned to Next Gen NYC, as they will be releasing episode 3 next Tuesday on Bravo and next Wednesday on Peacock as well. So make sure you stay tuned. Let's see. Miss Amy says Charlie is nonchalant. He needs to be more chalant. Okay.
He does. We got to show this for a minute. These little things are hilarious. Wait, hold on.
Sending screenshots to her whenever he's doing his little church tours.
How do you know those texts are real?
You want me to call out his phone number? I'm sure she knows what his phone number is.
What's your motivation behind that?
410 Jamal Bryant.
Is that his phone number?
Yeah, that's his phone number.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
Does that upset you if that's his phone number she just said?
I don't believe anything that comes out of Monique's mouth or anything that she has in her binder. I'm glad she's done some bindering.
She's a pastor, and she reached out to me a long time ago. She sent a bunch of screenshots, and I was like, yeah, I'm not going there. I don't play dirty. But
Sounds like
since
rumors.
Giselle likes to play dirty,
like rumors, right?
I'll go ahead and return since I'm here right now. But he's definitely been talking to another woman, and it's clear conversations. And if you like to see him, I got him in my little receipt book right here.
Come on, I got him in my little receipt book right here. Let me tell you, this AI situation is changing up the whole world, and it's bringing so many comedic new genres into the world. Like it's hilarious.
Yeah,
I
those
truly
things
enjoy this.
are hilarious. I be cracking up every time I see one. Every
Yes.
time I see one, I'm just like in tears. It is my like comic relief. Yes, it is so cute. It is so
Super
cute.
cute. So cute.
And they said Monique is back in the building for Potomac.
I seen that as well. I seen her do a live earlier today. I want to say she was saying that at first she decided that she wasn't going to do it. And then she said she's no longer the person that she used to be. So we're going to test out this new person on the show and see how it goes. So
we'll see how it goes. Yes,
we'll see how it goes. I was really hoping that they were going to bring Candace back. We need a baby of the show. Like we need a new mom. Like
I mean, they really hated Candace. Good God. I mean, when you go back and you dig up Monique and you won't even bring Candace back, like you really can't stand Candace. That is just terrible. That's terrible.
So nasty and so rude.
Okay. Terrible. I'm just like, geez, yeah.
Low down and disrespectful.
Low down, dirty and disrespectful. Never lie.
Yes, listen, as we prepare to get up out of here, you know, Portia, she won her divorce case.
Yeah, but I mean, wasn't it you that told me that how's she gonna get it? He's deported. I was happy for it until you said that. I was all excited for. I said, yeah, she won $40K a month. She could stay in the house, and to this day, he got to pay everything. But then I was like, whoa. Like,
Simon not gonna pay a bill, a mortgage, a nothing. He not paying nothing because, like I said when we were talking backstage, who's gonna force it? Yeah. No, I mean he's not here. What you gonna do? Go to Nigeria and pick him back up to bring him back to the States to enforce the no.
Yeah, I fell asleep on that when I first read it. I said, look at her. Yeah, but you're right. She probably ain't gonna see not one of them 40K checks.
Yes. And then after this, we'll go Ralph and Drew.
Ralph is wild. Ralph is wild. Ralph done put all the receipts out in the he done put all her business on Front Street.
All the good business.
All her business on Front Street. I can't even breathe. I hid for her.
Like what kind of man though, Diva? What kind of man?
Well, but see, let me tell you this. To Ralph's defense, Ralph did tell her stop playing with his name. He did tell her. He told her stop playing because y'all know the truth. And he said, you don't want me to put it out there. He told her to stop playing with his name. She didn't stop playing. So he told all the business, the fake storylines, the this, the that, how she said she only had $500 to her name. He was wrong for that.
Dirty.
He's dirty. He was so wrong for that. So, I mean, I don't know. With the sad part about it is they have kids, but on the flip side, if she was lying about him, she started it. So what do you want? He said that whole cheating thing was so she could keep her peach. And listen, if she had receipts, he dropped his, she would have dropped hers.
Well, we gonna say that Drew is flying above all the haters. She fly above. She fly above. It's beneath her. It's beneath her. It's beneath her.
Well, yeah, you know what? You know I love you. She ain't fly above nothing. This is bad, Royaire. This is bad.
It's really bad. It's nasty. Bad. Yeah. It's even a low down, dirty individual.
Yeah.
So it really is. But listen, y'all, we appreciate you for joining us. Like we said, join us next Monday for the recap of Real Housewives of Atlanta. And then we'll be back next Thursday for the recap of Next Gen NYC episode 3. Make sure you join Diva tonight for trending topics. Listen, this Diddy trial. I don't know if we could ever look at the court system the same again after this.
Well, that part right there. That's the real part right there.
Yeah.
How can you expect us to respect y'all and y'all not even respecting yourselves right now? You got a man on trial for RICO, and the whole trial, your whole defense was baby oil, Astroglide. Like, this is stupid. This is straight stupid. Baby oil and Astroglide and whatever else they wanted to name. And then they had the pals that was locked in a room. Like, what gangster does things like this? Come on, Royaire. All the girls was getting money. Maybe they didn't like the amount of money some of them was getting, but they all was getting money. So what, I don't know. Every story we saw about the pimp would take the chick's money. He was giving them money. You got a phone call that you playing for us like it's going to be some bombshell revelation, and he on there talking about, baby girl, get on your job, baby girl, because I'm on mine. Where's the coercion? This is some BS if I ever seen it.
I can't.
It's stupid. It's straight BS. I'm just like, where, come on, where's the darkness? And they wanted us to get all, and don't get me wrong, all of that violence was out of control. But they were both being violent. They always being violent with each other. They always drugging together. And you could tell when he straight up, he didn't get the memo that Whitney Houston said crack is whack. He called her. He said, you my crack pipe, baby girl. I'm gonna call you CP. What chick want to be called a crack pipe? I mean, I'm just like, yo, this is just sad. This is sad. I'm gonna tell you what though, Royaire, where the prosecution messed up because they wanted to stick it to him so bad. Where they messed up was not giving him that bail. I'm 10 toes down. If he would have got that bail, he would have been coming to that court high every day.
Yeah.
He would have. So not getting bail saved him, but this is a circus on top of the circus. So juror number 6, they kicked out because juror number 6 supposed to live in the Bronx, and he really lived in Jersey. And how are we 6 weeks into the trial and you just finding out this man has been getting on the New Jersey Transit coming to the courthouse? This is stupid. Shame on this judge. Shame.
Shame on the whole court system. Just shame on it all.
This is straight foolery. Tomfoolery. I've never in my life, I said, you have got to be kidding me right now. You have got to be kidding me. Okay. He driving from Jersey from Jersey to Manhattan to the courthouse. And then he was complaining about his commute and somebody dined him out. It was snitches in the court.
Not you complaining about the lie that you told, sir. Really?
Child, snitches in the court. Snitches in the court. They snitched on him to the prosecution because the prosecution needed something because they was losing. So they snitched to the prosecution. The prosecution went to the judge. The judge said, okay, I got to figure out how to handle this because this looked bad. Mm-hmm. So I don't know, though, how they decide which alternate comes in now. I don't know how they decide that.
It's always kind of whoever was next up in line. Like,
so they number the 6 extra ones, and if you're the one, you in next.
Right, you in next. That's what I thought, or how it worked.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. I'll read up on it. But either way, juror number 6, now you don't have no commute.
And you better not go out here in these streets talking for we hold you in contempt.
That part. You's a whole fool. You a whole fool.
Not you was getting out of tea and you complaining about your drive that you lied about your address. Sir, really? Or ma'am?
Big stupid dummy. Yo, Judge Ron is running. He ran a whole circus with this Diddy trial. Listen, not only you got people in the courtroom out of pocket, out of line, you got the jurors out of line. He's sitting there giving Diddy the thumbs, like, giving him like the nod, like, I got you, bro. No, you don't, because now you home.
You could have been the one to save him, and now you done messed up.
You messed up. Now you home. Crazy. I want to say they said that was the only black man. So the black man out the building, he gone. Diddy, this and Diddy. I don't know. This whole thing, it's just, it's unreal. I'm learning so much by watching this case, but I'm at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? Can we move forward? Because this is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
We need our closing arguments and we need deliberation. That's all we need.
That's all we need. I don't know though who possibly the defense is going to bring to the stand. Who could they really bring to the stand that's going to help Diddy? Who's going to help this? And what do you say? I never saw a freak off. He's a good man. I don't know why I talk to you sometimes, Royaire. Yeah. But I mean, who is coming to the stand? You don't want his kids coming out. Who's coming to the stand? This is crazy.
I don't even know. I don't even know who would. I can't even think of an individual other than Kanye West who would show up to even put themselves in this type of situation. Like who?
Kanye West is loony. Listen, you ain't gonna get no straight answers out of him after 5 minutes. He'll be all over the place.
Yeah.
No, listen, if they put Kanye on that stand, they'd be like, take Jenny back to the jail right now. Because Kanye would say something real sideways and wrong.
Mess up the whole show. Mess up the whole show.
That's he would, Royaire. I don't know. This ain't, I'm not quite sure how this is going to pan out, especially now that jury number 6 is out. Yeah, they kicked jury number 6 out the building. Like, bye. Complaining about the commute. Like, I know he probably wonder who snitched on him, but
look, I'm gonna be waiting on you at 5 o'clock, sir.
Okay. But you know what though? He home now. Stupid. Now I guess he telling his wife, he been talking to his family.
No, he definitely been talking. If you was complaining about your commute, you've been talking already. So yeah.
He has. Listen, at the end of the day, he probably really needed to go. But the defense, y'all should have did better because that was your ace in the hole. Now he gone. Yeah. Now you really in trouble. I don't know what the rest of these jurors, but this is gonna be crazy. And then how do they blend? How do the 11 now blend in this new person numbers? I don't know. This is a mess.
New number 6, you're gonna have to come in and roll with the rest of the crowd. You don't have an opinion.
Now you know what that judge better ask. He better re-ask all the rest of them. Where do you live? For real.
Yeah.
Okay.
We don't need no more mess ups in this case.
Yeah, not you used to use your mother address to get your mail, but you really in Jersey.
Not your baby mama address.
Child. No, we need to know for real where you live at and what's the real story. See, everybody want to game the system, but when it comes to something like this with jury duty, that's where you run into trouble.
Yes.
Stop gaming the system, people. The truth ain't in nobody no more, Royaire. That's the real sad part.
Yeah.
Nobody got the truth in them.
Yeah.
But
it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. But listen, y'all, make sure you join Chronicles of the Gray Head Diva tonight around 8:30 for trending topics. I'm sure she will go over the latest details of this court situation and so much more. So we love y'all. We appreciate y'all. If you did not hit the like button on both channels on the way in, make sure you hit it on the way out. Subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. And we'll catch y'all next time. Good night and goodbye, everybody.
Bye, y'all.
Royaire's World.